Hello and welcome to this week's Granny's Garden. Well, the title says it all, doesn't it? Practice what you preach. Granny, for goodness sake, practice what you preach. So I have this lovely little low-cut terracotta bowl with a succulent arrangement that got gifted to me. And it's one of the few things I actually do over winter inside the house. And in the summer, it comes out here underneath the porch. It's bright, but it's indirect light. And it spends the summer out here. Well, of course, succulent arrangements need to be groomed because they get bigger, they get a bit overgrown, you have to reset them. I decided to do the grooming because I didn't want to make a mess here. I took it down to the garden to do down there. And then, of course, I got sidetracked. I got a phone call and I just set it down. Worse still, after I got sidetracked, I forgot completely about it and found it about 2 to 3 days later in that hot sun. Remember what I said last week when we were talking about setting a succulent area or a succulent patch? That if you live in a hot country or a hot climate, especially in the summer, then it needs protection from the afternoon sun. Well, this was completely in the middle of the patio in the baking heat. And on top of that, there was a very long branch that birds perch on. Were they sparrows? Like hell they were sparrows. They were dirty, great wood pigeons. So they left their poop all over it. So I came back to poop and fried. So I had to pull the ones that were fried, and I've got 2 or 3 that need to be reset and reorganised and whatnot, but we're going to deal with that today. So this is the very sad looking thing I've got. I've got it full of Russian olive leaves, bird poop, and spaces, lots of spaces. So I think we're going to get going on this, okay? Right, we're going to deal with the bird poop first. There's some nice big blotches here, and of course it's caught among the hairs of this one. It's also on these ones. Yeah. So I'm going to get rid of all these little leaves, and then I'll get rid of course I've got my gloves on now, and I'll get rid of the bird poop on the ground. And what I'm going to do now is just unroot these. I'm going to turn them upside down. They've got roots on them so they can get wet, but I'm going to turn them upside down so they don't get completely sodden or the water doesn't collect in the middle. And I'm going to hose them down. I've just got my little wand there, and it's going to look a lot better after that. The poor little things. And then we'll set about resetting them. I'll move over to the shade after that because it's going to be a hot one today and I don't want to be out here in the sun. See, these have got roots, so no problem in getting them wet. Gross. Ooh, this one's pretty pooped. Now this one was in actual fact one I reset a few weeks ago. It was way up here, so I cut it down, cut the top off it, left it to one side to heal and scar over, and then reset it, and of course it's now got lovely roots, so there's no problem about wetting that either. So I'm just going to rinse this off as well because this has got quite a few. Disgusting. Help that with a finger. Really does stick, the poop really does stick to this. So I'm going to do is just add a little bit of soil to it now. It can be any type of soil. I mean, if you have cactus soil, that's absolutely fantastic. If you don't, anything will do. With succulents, anything will do. Anything you've got. So this is just ordinary potting mix, which is absolutely fine. as long as there's drainage, and there's good drainage in this bowl. It's got nice big holes at the bottom. I'm just going to mix it in with what was there before, which is more of a cactus mix, and that way we'll get a better mix. There we go. Right, now I think it's time to move over into the shade. Right, now these are the ones that were already in the bowl and now being de-pooped. And the other day when I was getting succulents for the little succulent patch over there, I picked up a couple of slightly bigger ones. This is a Gasteria hybrid, and then I've got a little sedum as well, which are more upright, because the ones I've saved, except for the one, the paddle one, are all more like trailing ones. Now what I want to do is get this one nestled into the centre first. I want to take some of this earth off. I don't need that many, but I am going to make sure the roots are buried because it's nicely rooted. There we go, right in the centre. Get the earth around it. And then I'm going to set the other more vertical ones. So I'm going to set the sedum. Again, too much earth. Let's see about this one here and this one about there. Yeah, I think that'll about do it. So let's pop this little one in here. And this one in here. And then I've got the more droopy little ones. I'm going to get this nice little droopy one here in the front. Droopy, trailing, whatever you want to call it. Whatever rings your bell. You don't have to push it down very far. These have already got roots, and as soon as it feels the earth around it, it'll start rooting into its new place. Now let's see. We've got this little baby here, which I think we're going to take, I'll push it around this way, round here. And spread out its now nice clean little tentacles. Then I'm going to get this little fella. That fella got a bit fried actually in the heat. Oh dear. Not to worry. I promise I'll keep you in the nice cool porch from now on. I was a bad plant mama and left you abandoned in the hot sun. Naughty granny. And this last little one, I can initially pull it by the hairs. Oh, there's a bit of poop I left. Don't want that. Away poop. Disgusting. A bit more away from here as well. That's it. Just tuck it into bed and spread out its tentacles. Now what I'm going to do now is just water this in and then put it where it should be. These little watering cans are great. Long thin spout that you can really sort of reach in without damaging anything else, right into the root ball. This was actually gifted to me by Janice, the enthusiastic gardener. The most useful watering can ever for indoor plants, especially for succulents. I mean, you can use syringes all right, or you can use even straws, but for me, the long spouted, thin spouted watering can is exactly what I'm looking for. See, it's getting right where I want it and not really anywhere else. In this side, and that's it, a full watering can without going anywhere. So now all I want to do is get some little rocks, pea gravel around it and make it look pretty. Well, that's it now in the centre of the coffee table in the porch. Looking quite nice now with a little gravel on top of it. And it'll now widen out and fill out. And I'll leave it be until such time as I need to regroom it again. But this time not taking it out into the sun. Well, that's that little project over and done with. I can now remove these because I don't need the bird poop on my hand. Disgusting. So, the moral of the story is, practice what you preach. If I say the week before, don't leave succulents out in the dead pan heat of the afternoon, don't do it because it tends to fry quite a few, especially in the case of succulent arrangements that have overwintered inside and usually spend the summer under a covered porch, bright but covered. It's never been exposed to bright sunlight, and that, from nothing to everything, just was enough to kill 3 of the beautiful ones in the centre. But I've got something nice to start with again, and this time I'm going to make sure that I don't get sidetracked. Well, if I get sidetracked, at least to remember I've been sidetracked, and then go back and try and deal with it before it's too late. For the moment, from me, it's goodbye, and I'll see you all next week in Granny's Garden. Bye bye now.